Hello, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How you guys doing this morning? All right, my friends, we're going to go straight into today's episode. We're going to talk about the future of Subriel Matias. I feel bad in a way for what's going on with Subriel Matias, but I really do believe that a lot of these things that are happening to Subriel Matias have been self-inflicted by the fighter himself, self-inflicted by his promotional company, who unintentionally is somehow damaging the prospects and the career and sabotaging, if you want to say it, the career of Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias, a year ago, was a fighter that was considered the boogeyman of the division, was a fighter that everybody feared, was a fighter that I and many others were constantly talking about him in the media, about his virtues, his strength of character, his power, his boxing ability, things that we also spoke about, things that he needed to improve. But we were so very thrilled with the prospects of Subriel Matias becoming that Puerto Rican champion that a lot of people were craving for, this new generation fighter coming from the warrior island of Puerto Rico. And today, after watching what I saw on Saturday, Subriel Matias struggling on the first round and getting, Subriel Matias struggling in the first round, getting hammered by a 100th ranked opponent, a part-time boxer who is a policeman in Mexico, and being hurt by this fighter. I don't know, guys. Sincerely, I think that Subriel Matias, somehow we have to talk the truth. And one of the things that I mentioned to a lot of people that call me, oh, you're a hater of Matias. You used to follow Matias, and now you used to praise Matias, and now you're only talking negative about him. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. There's people that wear blinds, and they don't want to see the truth. There are people that wear these blinders and they become fanatical about people, either preachers or politicians or fighters, stuff like that. I am not like that, guys. When I see a fighter that needs certain things in order to achieve his potential, and this is what I do for a living, all right? So when I see one of my fighters that somehow he's not achieving his potential for things outside of the gym, things that are affecting him, decisions he's making, things like that, I talk to them and I tell them, basically, listen, you have to make a decision. Either you're all in boxing or you're all out. Boxing, you can't half-ass boxing. And when I say this, I'm referring to several things in the post-Paro Matias fight. Decisions that Matias has made that have been self-inflicting wounds, which have affected Matias not only boxing ability and performance in the fights, but sincerely has affected his career. Let's look a little bit about all these things that need to improve in order for Matias to get back on the right track. And this is something I would tell him if I was in his corner, if I was one of his inner circle. I would tell Matias these things. I'm not saying it because I want to put him down. I'm saying it because when you care about somebody, when you really care about somebody, you tell them the truth. You don't lie to them. You don't tell, oh, you're great, don't worry, you're great, you're great. You can't do that. That's what a yes man is. There's a lot of yes men out there. A lot of yes men. A lot of sheep which go with the masses. I am not like that, guys. I am not like that. If I see a fighter that I really like, that I really admire, like Matias, who has all the capability, who has all the skills and the strength and the potential to become a great fighter, a champion again, there's some things I'm going to tell him. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to be honest with him. All right? These are things that I see that are happening. First, he left Mexico, training with Jay Paro, who did a great job with him, with Matias. He was considered the boogeyman of that division only 1 year ago. Does anybody consider him the boogeyman now? Just ask yourself that. All of those sheep with blinds on who think Matias is going to be a champion again by fighting people ranked 100th and looking as bad as he did in this fight, because he didn't look good, guys. It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing event. So leaving Jay Paro, mistake number one. Going back to Puerto Rico and training there, mistake number two. Being comfortable with his family, mistake number three. And you can be comfortable with your family when you're not training. But fighters need that hunger. Fighters need to suffer. Fighters need to go through all these things in order to build that hunger inside of them. He does not look hungry. Matias does not look like his head is into the fight game anymore. He does not. Are you blind not to see that? Are you blind thinking that a performance like the one you just saw the other day, Matias fighting a part-time fighter, is going to open doors for Matias? In whose mind you got to be, lacking, common sense to think that fighting a tomato can like that, 100th ranked part-time fighter, is going to give you open doors for you, and people are going to be talking about how great you did and all that stuff, and get you opportunities to fight the top dogs at 140. Nobody believes that, guys. You got to be a gullible, naive individual who knows shit about boxing. The honest truth is, it's going to be really hard for Matias to get a good fight. They're talking about March is going to be another good fight for Matias, but I don't see his hunger. And I'm a great judge of character, guys. I can tell. This is not hate. This is basically sending a wake-up call to Matias that he needs to make some drastic decisions in his life in order to become relevant again and become a champion. Like I said, leaving Mexico was a huge mistake. Leaving Jay Panda, huge mistake. Feeling comfortable and at home, just being with his family. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can do that, after the fight, after preparations, after fight camp. You can come back and be with your family. Thousands of fighters have done this in the past. We're not asking Matias something that has not been asked of all the great fighters, all the legends. They have all gone to different countries to train, focused in remote areas where nobody's there. There's no distractions. There's nothing like that. And Matias can't handle that. He can't handle that. You have to have that champion mentality. What did Marvin Hagler used to say? It's hard to get up and train every day when you're sleeping in silk pajamas or silk sheets. Matias is not sleeping in silk sheets. He hasn't made that much money, but he feels happy with his family. He feels comfortable. You know, and that's one thing, when you feel so comfortable and you don't think you're half-assing, you say, well, you know, I'll just keep on fighting people like this and make some money for my family. His head does not look like it's in a fight game, my friends. And this is the honest truth. This is what I see. You got to be blind to be seeing something different. You got to be blind if you think that Matias' performance on Saturday is worthy of praise. You got to be blind in only to see that the event itself was an amazing event. It was not. It was half empty. The Coliseum, Rubén Rodríguez, was half empty. I had people that were there. I know people that were there, and they told me, hey, listen, you know, half of the seats were empty here. Because a lot of people know boxing in Puerto Rico. You know, if Matias would have been fighting somebody, you know, top 10, top 20, and then a pay-per-view event for fighting a tomato can, I don't know about Fresh Promotions, guys. I've said it in the past. And in my last episode, which was in Spanish, to all my new subscribers, nuevos suscriptores en Puerto Rico, bienvenidos. But I gotta tell it like it is. If you don't like the truth, if you are so thin-skinned that you don't want to listen to logic, please get off my channel. Go watch something else. Go watch, you know, cartoons. Go watch things that will make you feel good because you have thin skin. I'm giving my idea or my perspective on what I see, you know, which is gonna be, you know, when you see something in nature, that you see all the clouds are dark. You see the wind, you see the cloudy sky, the dark skies coming to you. You say, oh shit, it's gonna rain. You don't have to be a meteorologist to know this. Just look at the sky. 5 minutes later, you see it downpouring, you know, cats and dogs. That's what I see with Matias. I'm seeing this happening in real time. Matias is much better than that. It's much better fighter than that. But until people realize, until he realizes and he stops being around yes men and the people that I interviewed him, and I'm going to say something, guys. I have not tried to interview Matias at all. No, I have not. I'm not salty because I tried and he said no. Those are some rumors some people are saying. No, guys, that's not my job. You have the guys that actually have the connections and they interview Matias and all that stuff. What are you going to get from Matias? Look at his interviews. He's saying the same thing over and over again. There's some people that do not want to admit when they're wrong. When they're choosing and they're somehow justifying their actions, you know, because they want to be comfortable. They don't want to sacrifice. Boxing is a very hard sport. It's a sport that you need dedication and sacrifice. If you can't do that, get out of it. Get out of it. It's going to end up really bad for Matias if he fights a top dog. Looking the way he looked, training in Puerto Rico, not focused, not hungry. You can tell when a fighter is hungry. You can tell a fighter that, you know, is just there to make some money. Is that Matias' mentality? And I'm just speculating now, guys. I don't know what's the problem, but you can read body language, guys. You don't have to be a specialist in body language to notice that Matias was not happy at all with his performance. Going inside the ring, he was not the same guy as before. He needs to go back to Mexico, go train back with Jay Pandanaja, get that hunger again, Have his family come over on weekends to Mexico. It's only 3 months that he's going to be training for his next fight. Go back to J Panda. Leave your damn promotional company, which sucks. Fresh Promotion is a Mickey Mouse company compared to Top Rank, PVC, and some of these other guys. So Matias blew that opportunity he had with Matchroom Boxing. He blew it. Now, let's be honest. Nobody wants to fight Matias. Some people are saying that, oh, what about, oh, he's got to get a rematch with Paro. Paro's not going to give Matias a rematch, guys. Wake up. Take the blinders off. Paro and Hitchens are next. Paro is going to lose, in my opinion. He's not going to win this fight. Hitchens is going to fight Catterall. And that's the way it's going to go. Matias is not getting a title shot next year. Matias got to fight top opponents. Maybe a Barboza. Maybe some other high-ranked opponent. Forget about... Listen, guys. If he fights... If he doesn't make a change... This is my opinion, guys. My opinion. And you can disagree with my opinion. But if he doesn't make those changes now... He's going to be dead meat. He's going to be knocked out by any of these top fighters. He has to make that change. He has to go back to Mexico. He has to be focused. He's got to be in a remote area. He's got to be away from his family. He's got to be uncomfortable. He's got to be hungry. He's none of that right now. He looked terrible in that first round against Ramirez. Got hurt. Guys, I love Matias. But when you love somebody, when you care about somebody, you tell them the truth. You don't say, oh no, he's going to be a great champ. That's it. That, you know what that does? You're hurting that person more than you're helping him. That's what's called an intervention. When you care about somebody, when you care about a family friend. There's so many stupid people out there. So many stupid people. And one of the bad things about Puerto Rico is the ay bendito. And you know what I'm talking about with the ay bendito. Ay bendito. No, ay bendito shit. You got to call it like it is. I tell a lot of my friends from Puerto Rico who want to come here to the States and work and get ahead in life. I say, hey guys, there's no ay bendito here in the States. You got to bust your ass to get to where you want to be. And that's, unfortunately, there's a mentality in Puerto Rico, the ay bendito mentality, where you don't want to tell the truth. But you just want to justify a behavior that is not helping. That's the reason that sometimes we choose the wrong people to guide us. The ay bendito mentality. I don't have that. I don't have the ay bendito mentality. Sorry, guys. No, especially when it comes to boxing, where you can get hurt. You can't be with ay bendito. But anyway, guys, this is my 2 cents. I think Matias got to make a drastic decision now. It's decision time for Matias. Really reflect on what happened. If I were someone who was close to Matias, I would tell him, leave your promotional company. Go back to Mexico. Sign with some of these other top promotional companies. Maybe a 1 or 2 fight deal. Focus again. If you want to dedicate your next couple of years to boxing, if you really want to do that, when you want to create that sustainability, that comfort for your family, economical strength for your family, you want to create that type of future for your family, you have to sacrifice now. It's only a few years you have left. But some people don't want to do that. Some people just want to, be comfortable. I remember I'm going to go over this real quick, but I had a manager back in Puerto Rico, back in the day, when I used to work in this company, And he was a manager, and I was assistant manager of this company, right? And I was in my early 20s. I just gotten out of the Marine Corps. By the way, happy Veterans Day, happy birthday, Marine Corps birthday, to all my Marine Corps buddies. But anyway, this guy, you know what he used to say? He used to say, listen, I like to be mediocre, because when I'm mediocre, nobody's gonna notice me, and I will never get in trouble. And I told him, and I told my crew, my sales crew, I said, you know what, guys, I can't be comfortable with being a mediocre person. I gotta be the best. I gotta strive for the best. Even if I fall, I gotta strive to be the best. And it's like we say in our gym, there's no glory in fighting the weak. There's no glory in what Suriel Matias did the other day in Puerto Rico. What's the glory in that? And he knows it. Unfortunately, he knows it. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Are you one of those persons that have the blinders on? Are you a fanatic? Are you a fanboy? Or do you want the best for Matias? Ask yourself that before you make stupid comments in this channel. I just wish Matias the best, but he's got to make a drastic decision. Like I said, you know, it's not looking good. It is definitely not looking good. But anyway, guys, this is what I have for today. It's decision time for Matias. But let's hope that I'm wrong. Let's hope that, you know, somehow he gets to actually analyze his life right now and decide what's better for him. And it's like I said, I do care about Suriel Matias. That's the reason why I'm saying this. And that's the reason why I'm getting the heat by some people, some fanatics. All right? Because I do care. Unlike them. Unlike them who don't give a shit, really don't give a shit. I do care. That's the reason why I'm saying this. But anyway, guys, until next time, this is Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy, saying hasta la vista. God bless you all, and peace.